This is my very first time being the guest speaker for TEDxUEF. But actually, this is my second time standing on this stage. Exactly this stage. Well, 2 years ago, I was an MC for this event. And this is also the very first time that I hosted such a prestigious program in my lifetime. Talking about a bilingual MC, all of you can think of like a confident girl that never afraid of standing in front of other people. But you know what, at that time, before coming to this event, what I thought is that, what if I make mistake in public? What if I embarrass myself and people will not think the way they praised me before? I'm really nervous back then. At first, I think it was come from insecurity. But the more I observe people, the more I observe myself, I realize that we don't fear failure. We fear the way failure will talk about us in front of other people. It also means we fear being seen failing. Okay, so let me explore the reason why this fact. The first one is that our brains is built to fear rejection. Thousands of years ago, humans were built in tribes. So when you were rejected, it meant you lose protection, food, security, and in some cases, survival. So that's also the reason why our brains evolved to be extremely sensitive to social judgment. That's also explain why some embarrassing moment on stage can stay for years, or one hateful comment on social media can actually ruin your confidence. And I do believe that sometimes we ask ourselves that why we so care about others' opinion, but our brains is designed to care. And the problem is that the survival mechanism in ancient times does affect modern life. And that's the first reason that I explore. The second one, do you know her? Who is she? Elsa. She's my idol when in my childhood, actually. She's look extraordinary, she's iconic, and she is admired by millions of people around the world. But her story is that she used to be a girl, have to conceal her emotions. Because of what? Her family. Exactly her family. Her parents told her to conceal her emotion, to conceal herself. So the second reason I want to talk about is that one of the most overlooked reasons that we fear judgment does come from what and how we were raised. Maybe you know that every generation grow up in different conditions. For our grandparents, survival is priority. For our parents, success means safety, a stable career, financial security, and social approval. But our Gen Z generation growing up is encouraged to find ourselves, to express our creativity, passion, ambition. And maybe we were raised by people think that survival is fitting in. But we are trying to survive by expressing ourselves, by becoming ourselves. I bet one of you sitting right here have one time heard something like, "Sweetie, I think you should go for this major because it would give you a stable career." "Oh, honey, don't do that because I think it's really, really dangerous. Just choose the safe choice." It's really like small sentence, but I think that it teach a child something really dangerous. that being accepted is safer than being authentic. So that does come from why, what, and how we raise. And the third reason that I explore, can you guess? It looks similar, it looks familiar, right? This is highlights from Instagram. And we often compare our behind the scenes to other highlights reel, right? I think all of you have one time compare yourself to other. But the problem is that today, we don't just compare ourselves to a few people around us, our classmates, our teammates, but we compare ourselves to millions of people in the world. And in Vietnamese, when said about successful person, we call người thành công. But when we talk about loser, we call kẻ thất bại. So I think it's the reason why when everyone succeeds, we celebrate them. But when they fail, we don't just call them, you fell, but you are a failure. So that's really affect the way others think about how they act and how they trace their dreams. Okay, so the question here is that how can we not to let other people control our life, exactly other opinion? Every one of you can think about like building a strong mental health, but I do believe that it has a lot to say with communication. Just imagine that if judgment appear in communications, it's no longer a conversation, it's no longer a space of understanding, sharing, it's a competition of blame, defensiveness to prove who are right, who are wrong. So I want to bring the theory of I statement. Instead of begin our sentence with you are the problem, we would better begin our sentence with I feel struggling with this situation. One more time, instead of saying you don't understand me, we could say I feel really hurt because I do not feel understood. And communication is really simple, but it could really have other like to exist from the situation that I feel judged every time they act, every time they chase their dreams. And I do believe that when we focus on experience, focus on others' feelings instead of attacking one's character, conversations will become safer, and maybe other people will less afraid of making mistakes in public. Because when we are afraid, we will not fail less, but we live less. And once again, our ultimate goal is that we will not try to become fearless. We will not try to not let fearless of judgment control our lives.